What's up guys, Duke here from sportsgamers.com, and I'm very excited about today's Madden 20 video. I'm going to be breaking down the best coverage defense in the game. This Madden 20 tip will allow you guys to play better defense, generate a better pass rush and block shed, and play better coverage to stop those pesky corner routes, crossers, deep post drags, all that. You're going to get a lot more sacks, interceptions, stops, just play better defense with this tip. Now, I'm going to be breaking down the lockup for the gun offset tight end, because as we all know, if you play Madden 20, this is one of the most popular offenses in the game. It's very hard to stop. It's very good. You probably play it almost every time you go online, if we're being honest. So last week I showed you guys how effective cover 4 palms was against gun bunch, and this week I'm going to show you guys how I like to use it against gun tight offset tight end. All the adjustments, exact adjustments I make to lock up all the money plays. I'm going to explain to you the exact adjustments I use with great success, and also explain to you guys how the coverage assignments work by default against the tight formations, so you know how to make up for all the different adjustments we will need to make and understand why it works and how it really does work. So before we get into anything too more specifically, I do want to remind you guys to please subscribe to the channel. Hit the subscribe button in the corner of the video. It does help us out a lot, and we've been uploading a lot of great content lately. You cannot find this type of content anywhere else, so you're not going to want to miss out. Turn your notifications on, and you will get notified when our videos go live, so you can see them right away. And in the meantime, if you want even more great Madden 20 content, whether you're looking get better on offense or defense, check out sportsgamers.com. We have the best Madden 20 tips and ebooks available. So let's look at the gun tight offset tight end. We're in the Saints playbook. Most people like to use this with a escape artist quarterback to run out and throw the corners non-stop. So you can play the cover 4 palms good from not many, but a few formations. I like big nickel over G the best because I think it's the best bang for your buck. I think it gets the best block shed, the best stock pass rush in the game. And then also you can put safeties in at linebackers. So if you have slow linebackers, this is really good. These linebackers will be matching in coverage a good bit, so that is cool. If you have slow linebackers, you can get them in the safeties in the game for them. Now we're going to look at the cover 4 palms. And I kind of want to break down what each player is supposed to do and then show you my adjustments to lock up everything people want to do. So this formation, like I said, is pretty notorious. People will look to hit a lot of very generalized route combos on you, to be completely honest. Like, it's corners, crossers, drags, posts all day long. So this is a 2x2 offensive formation, and you have the running back on the right. So because of that, the right side, where the running back lines up, is going to be the strong side, and the left is going to be the weak side of the offensive formation. So whichever side the running back lines up to, that's going to be the strong side. So that's going to be the right here. So let's start on the right. The right side of the screen, we got a quarter flat. This quarter flat is pretty much always going to look to take away the first player going to the flat, whether that's the running back or whatever. That's his responsibility. The corner on this side, he's going to take the second player. It's probably going to be going deeper, which will be like a corner route. And the safety, he's really supposed to take away the vertical threat downfield. Now, with the 3 rec, he's pretty much looking to take away like little shallow crossers like a drag. Maybe if there's a hitch, he could take that away too. This quarter flat on the weak side, he's actually always going to be manned up to the receiver on the inside here. That's 14. He's just going to man up on him. Now, the other receiver, 83, it depends what type of route he runs. If he's just going to break out, like on an out route, this corner is supposed to check him. Now, if he's supposed to break over to the inside, this guy right here is supposed to check him. So, it does depend upon what route he runs, but I will tell you, it doesn't always work as designed, especially when he goes over the middle. The safety doesn't always do his job, and honestly, when I'm running this defense against tight, I always do like to control the weak side safety, because I feel like that's the most versatile position I can use her, because I don't have, it's just the best position to use her overall. So that's kind of how it's supposed to work. There's some things you're going to need adjustments you need to do to kind of make this defense better. So the first thing is the strong side quarter flat. Like I said, he just has to guard the flat, but a quarter flat doesn't always do the best job in that. So what I like to do is put him in a hard flat, because he just defends the flat much better. The other thing is this safety, he's supposed to take the vertical, but a lot of times if they do a certain route combo, which I'll show you in a second here, he's going to get confused. So I put him in a deep half to the right to prevent that. The other thing is, like I said, most people use this with escape artists, so I want to spy this left defensive tackle, and I want to make sure he's fast. Brockers is not really that fast, but for the purpose of this video, he'll do the trick. Another nice thing about this is, spies do kind of stay over the short middle of the field for the pass game too, so that's not anything bad. Obviously, if you have pass rush elites on the D-line, that will make this defense even that much better. And in this video, we actually have Donald, so that's cool. Only other thing here is, you do have this guy in the quarter flat. You could go ahead and man him up on this guy since he's going to man up on him anyways. That's just because sometimes quarter flats don't do the best job of man coverage. And yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to be looking to do here. Now, I do user control this guy, and me personally, what I'm doing here is I'm watching kind of the middle of the field, especially for a deep post coming down the middle from the right to the left, because I need to guard that. Otherwise, could be a big play. Now, guys, I want to show you guys how this really works. This will lock up corner routes with ease. As you guys know, corner routes are a huge target in the offense this year, and you can see here that's never going to work to the strong side. It's just played perfectly, just as I had kind of explained. You'll see that, the guy that I put in the hard flat, he takes away that quick flat read. I got the safety in the deep half to take away this, streak. Now, obviously, in this case, this is my user. I'm just not doing anything. But in a real game, I would be guarding the middle of the field myself to help squeeze on this vertical, or if it's a deep post, whatever. And then this corner right here, he is going to take away the corner out, and he just completely jumps it. And, you're not going to be able to throw that. Like, we're not worried about that whatsoever. That is never a good read, and that's never something that's going to work. So, like, this is literally could not be, like, this is just of no concern to us. I know that if you throw this 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a pick. It's probably going to be a pick 6 sometimes. It's at least going to be broken up. I don't have to worry about this at all. At the end of the day, I know this is not a good read, and I know that, you're not going to be able to rely on this at all. Like, this is just, it's not good, and it's not going to consistently work. All right, so that's that. This is a very easy way to take this away consistently on the strong side. So you guys can see again here, all my adjustments are very simple. Put this guy in a hard flat. The strong side, quarter flat goes in a hard flat. On the strong side, I put the safety in a deep half. That's to take away some bombs. I spy the left defensive tackle. I man this guy up on the inside receiver over here, and I use this safety. That's really it. Again, you can see that if they just try to throw those corner routes, it's just never going to work, as you guys can see here. Now, another thing is, if you're worried about, certain types of bombs like that, you also could consider putting this guy in a middle third instead of the deep half. That is a little bit risky though at times, in my opinion, because as you guys can see here, if you do something like this, he potentially could, if he's not fast enough, get bombed like that. But if he's a fast safety, you're probably going to be all right. And then honestly, that does a little bit better job of stopping, like, the seam throw. So that's another way you could kind of do the same thing, is just put him in the middle third instead of the outside deep half. But you always do want this guy definitely in the hard flat. Spy this guy, man this guy up. Now, I will say, if you do it this way, with your user against a route concept like this, if you see a corner route on the other side of the field, that guy's an inside third. In the middle read, or the middle third, whatever you want to call it. He's playing the middle better, so you don't really have to pay attention so much down the middle. You can just go and basically double team that corner out with your user. Again, guys, because you notice since this guy's breaking out, you can see that our corner over there takes him away. So yeah, you can see here, nothing is open at all. There's really nowhere you can go with the ball. Like I said, as long as you have a fast safety here, they're not going to be able to throw this streak as a bomb. But if he was really slow, you might be able to. But, I know most people now have really fast corners and safeties, so that's not really going to be a concern. Now I want to look at kind of like the main issue, or the main play people will try to use, which is the Y-out HP swing play. A lot of times people will have route specialists on the slot guys, so they can just hot route the corner out on both sides of the screen no matter what the play. Obviously, in practice mode, I don't have that, so I'm just having to use different plays to kind of illustrate corner routes to both sides of the field. So I do want to explain to you guys why the adjustments I just made are so important. Because if someone is to just run this play right here and do a streak with the deep post, which is a pretty common thing, you will see that the coverage kind of gets confused, and especially if that's a receiver and not a tight end, which most people do use for receivers, that's a bomb over the top. So that's why it's very, very important, guys, to do those coverage adjustments I showed you so that this does not happen to you. This is definitely not anything we want to, we cannot allow that, right? So what I'm going to end up having to do here is go ahead and, again, just do the same thing where I do the spy, the hard flat. This guy either needs to be in a deep half or the middle third. Either way, that's going to help take that away. This guy can be manned up. And now, honestly, guys, it really depends upon what they're doing here. But like I said, sometimes I'll do different things with this guy. But generally speaking, I just will leave him, in this outside quarter, using this guy. Now, if they block the running back, he's actually just going to stay over here on this side of the screen. But what's weird is if this guy running back is on that delay route, which no one really does that. Most people just block him. He actually runs across the field kind of stupidly, as you see in the replay. So we don't like that, but at the same time, most people don't have him on that delayed flat to see how he runs across the field. But if they don't do that, he's just going to sit here and basically just double team that corner out, which is 9 times out of 10 what anyone who runs this formation is going to do anyway, is block the running back. So it's going to look something more like this. So as you can see here for us, these are adjustments again. All I really have to do is just, as soon as I see that that's a drag, I already know that that corner is going to get double teamed. So I just go ahead and guard the deep post myself, and it's completely locked up, guys. As you guys can see with this, what happens is essentially that, so I had the hard flat, right? He's going to take away that drag. That 3-rec hook, he kind of mugs him over the middle until the flat has him. Now, the corner over here, he takes this guy zooming down the middle on the streak. And then the post, he's initially guarded by the middle third, but then that's what I have to watch. As my user responsibility, I have to watch that deep post route myself. Okay? Now this corner route, he's manned up. And sometimes that'll be good enough, but like I said, if they have post flag elite especially, that's going to get open on a manned up corner for sure. So that's why I like this guy over here, because he's just sitting there. If I throw that, that'll be a pick. So really, my user is just watching for like deep posts, because I know that that'd be a problem. So if I do that again, let's do the exact same adjustments I just did on offense and defense. You'll see, again, I put this guy in the middle third, hard flat, do a spy, man up, and user this guy. That's it. I can do all that really fast, obviously in a game situation if need be. So again here, knowing that this corner only mans up on the outside receiver if he heads to the outside, that's crucial information for me. Because if I see that guy go on like a drag or, something like that over the middle, I already know that this corner is going to get double teamed. So now I can just like almost act like I'm going to guard that drag, but then really guard the post route. And, there's literally nothing open. You can't do anything. Now, sometimes you'll see people just go ahead and do like dual drags and, stuff like this. That's going to be defended really well too. So as you guys can see, same adjustments I'm doing pretty much all the time. I'm doing the hard flat to the strong side quarter flat, spine the lefty tackle, putting this safety that's on the strong side in either a deep half or a middle third. It depends upon the speed, but I like the inside, the middle third a little bit better. Man up the weak side quarter flat on this receiver, user this weak side safety. That's it. So kind of see how this might work right here is, essentially as you guys look, pretty much everyone's covered. The drag could have been open, but at the same time, we can always take that away. If you're really worried about that, guys, another adjustment you can't make is to have a hard flat by both of these guys, because when you have the spy sitting over the middle of the field, he's always going to be over that short middle. So now I have the flat covered on both sides, so that if they do run something like that I'm not left vulnerable to having to go guard the drag myself. I can kind of just sit over the middle, and then when I see that maybe there's a deep post that I might have to help out on, then I can take it away. So that's just another simple adjustment you can use, just like that. I know that guy is kind of like matching up against the deep post, but at the end of the day, he's just too, he's coming from too far of a distance. If that's too fast of a receiver, if I don't kind of watch that myself, that's a one-play touchdown, so I don't want that. So you guys can see, again, that extra hard flat that I put on the left side of the screen with my 3-rec hook zone definitely came in handy there, because they can't throw the drag over the middle because my spy's there. And by the time it crosses the middle of the field, there's hard flats on both sides, so it's not really something they want to do. See, the corner route's guarded really well, and now I'm just going to take away the post myself. So another thing about this formation is, you will see people from time to time want to do, hitches. And, that's all good and well. Again, I can do my same adjustments, and, you're going to see really good coverage overall. So here, we'll just do a dual hitch setup, so you guys can see kind of how that might work if they have 2 hitches. All right. So, again, you can kind of see that cornerback actually will take the hitch itself, and that's a little bit confusing because that's not technically an out-breaking route, but because it's just sitting out right there, he does take him. And then the linebacker, if you leave him in the 3-rec, he'll take the hitch on the strong side of the formation. So essentially now, we basically just have to worry about this corner route and, again, the deep post at this point. This is something you don't really see people doing too much, but at the end of the day, it is something that is in the game that here and there you will see people running the dual hitches with the corner and the post. And that kind of does put us in an awkward position because I do want to take away the corner route initially, but I do have to help on the deep post. So if I see something like that, what I generally do is I kind of bait like I'm gonna guard the corner route, and then I just jump back on the deep post. So it would look something like this. So again, I'm kind of gonna act like I'm gonna guard that hitch, or I'm sorry, not the hitch, but the corner route myself at the snap. I'm going to act like I do, and then I just kind of peel back and take that away. So that's kind of the best way to deal with these weird route combinations. If you have to feel like you have to help on the corner and the post, it's really not that big of a deal. It is a little awkward if you're not used to seeing it, but once you kind of see it, you can know that even when this outside quarter is not going to help on the corner route, because it's either an out route or even a hitch that he's going to end up matching this receiver right here, what you can do with your user is really easy. You kind of just run to the corner route initially to take it away, but knowing that you have to, in the back of your mind, also watch for this deep post. So as soon as you see the deep post start breaking back, you have to break back in that open area right here to guard it. So this is definitely going to have to be a fast player, because especially if you play MUT, you're going to face 99 speed receivers running down the middle field. So you also have to have a fast defensive back to where you can act like you're going to guard the corner and then get back to where they can't bomb you on the post either. So that's something to keep in mind. How fast your user is definitely is something that I would pay a good amount of attention to. All right, so one more thing I do want to show you guys is if they were to do that same thing but with a streak, just like this, it'd look a little bit differently. But at the end of the day, basically, guys, basically what I do when I am playing against this offense is I just look at that outside left receiver or the weak side receiver. If I see him go over the middle on a drag, a slant, whatever, I already know that this corner route will get double teamed by this guy, so I don't even watch the corner route. But then I can just kind of take away the post or the middle of the field the whole play. But if I see him go on a route to the outside like an out, or even just sit over the middle on a hitch, I know that this guy is going to basically guard him. So at the snap, I have to act like I'm taking the corner right away, like I'm double teaming him. But then if there's a deep post back over the middle of the field, I'm going to have to peel off the corner route to go guard it. So here again, that's kind of like this, act like that. And then boom, I just peel off him and I'm right there. Again, you're going to have good awareness and a good speed user to do this, but I promise you guys it's really not that hard. It just is something you have to kind of get used to, and it is, like I said, if you're not used to it, it might be a little awkward to take away the corner and then the post, but I can promise you it's really not that hard to do. This is not this is a deep post. It's not like the mesh post where they can just quickly throw it over the middle field and get that aggressive catch animation. The deeper posts are, way, way different than mesh posts. You can just throw that and click on an aggressive catch to get the dive catch. That's not something you really have to worry about too much. That's, like I said, that's more of a dive catch. I mean, this is more of a deep bomb, so it's just something you have to watch later in the play more than anything else. At the end of the day, though, if they're never really throwing that deep post, you still do need to always watch for it, though, because it is there, and that's a potential bomb play. You never want to give up quick and easy scores. Now, the only other thing I want you guys to be aware of, because that's kind of like the basic of this formation, rolling out, throwing corners, hitting the deep post, throwing drags and hitches, is just how it would be if they flipped the formation. You know what I'm saying? So, because I told you, it's the running back side that's always the strong side. So, the running back side is now on the left, meaning the left side is the strong side. So basically all of our adjustments just get reversed. I still always do spy the left defensive tackle, though I just think it works better from this formation. But now, like, I'm always on the weak side safety with my users, so now I'm on the right side of the screen. Now, again, I'm manning up this guy right here. And again, if they're just flipping their formation, I do prefer to have the nickel back or the slot corner on the side, so I'll flip the formation if need be, but I'm manning him up. Again, the strong side quarter flat is always in a hard flat, so now I'm just putting him in the hard flat instead of the other guy. Again, this guy's going to be in the middle third, and now I'm just on this safety. So it's literally the same adjustments. It's just like different players are going in those adjustments because it's based upon what side of the screen the running back lines up on, because if he's on the left is the strong side, but if he's on the right's the strong side. So at the end of the day, same adjustments, guys. If you see like the same exact setups I was just using, like right here, it's just gonna work the same way. So here, I know that as soon as the ball snapped and I see that guy in a drag, I don't even have to worry about the corner route because he's gonna get doubled. So now I just have to worry about this little deep post myself, basically, which I take away there, and it's boxed up. It's basically I'm reading the same stuff. It's just a different side of the field. Same keys I'm looking for, seeing if I need to go guard that post or if the corner is going to be double teamed, seeing if that receiver, which in this case was, let's see, I'll go back to the replay. In this case, this was 18. He goes over the middle of the field, don't need to worry about the corner route because I know the corner route's getting doubled here. And at that point, I just can stay over the middle, take away the post the whole play, any sort of other weird routes I'm not worried about. Again, I always have the hard flat to the strong side, so I know that if there's a drag going over there, I don't need to worry about that. Now, conversely, if we just go back to running the corner out play to both sides, obviously I know, I can't, again, guys, remember, I don't have route chems here, so I can't just hot route corner routes from any play. So we'll just simulate it by doing this. But if I'm in this exact same look, this is a corner out on both sides of the field. This is something that you do have to worry about. They can't. I already know the strong side is taken away. Okay, so I just have to watch what's going on with the weak side, which again I'm using because I know that the strong side's taken away. Look. They try to throw to the strong side. That's locked up every time. That's going to be a broken up or a pick, just as you guys can see there. So now I'm just paying attention to the weak side, which again I'm using. Again, guys, take a look. You can see this is locked up with the flat. The corner's taken by this guy. And again, this guy is taken by this safety right here. And you might say, well, couldn't they just bomb it out here? I mean, maybe if your safety is really slow, but if he's fast, then no, they can't do that. So all that means is I just have to watch this side of the field. So again, remember, guys, it's all based upon how this receiver runs his route. If he goes to the outside, this is a whip. That means this corner is going to take him. That means I need to manually take away this corner out, double team it myself. But if he goes over the middle on, say, a slant or a drag, that means this corner is going to just stay at home here to basically double team the corner out so I can go over the middle field and guard whatever I need to guard. This was actually kind of confusing because it looked like he might be heading over the middle because it's a whip. He goes over the middle first, and then he went back to the outside. In this case, I just need to stay at home, and once I see him go back to the outside, I need to double team the corner route. So, end of the day, this is really, really good coverage, and honestly, all you really need to worry about doing is making that read with your user to determine whether you need to double team the corner and then go guard the post route, or if you just need to stay over the middle of the field the entire play. It really is that simple. With the adjustments I've made, we're pretty much taking away everything else the offense can do. Okay, guys, one last thing I want to mention before we end this video is that motion definitely can affect the rules of the coverage from this formation. However, you don't see too much motion from this formation unless people are trying to motion block, because you do need a motion block for good blocking from this formation. Obviously, in this case, you probably won't be seeing motion blocking since we're not really sending a nano-type blitz that requires it. So motion is something that can change rules. However, you don't really deal with it too much, but if you did, you would definitely need to be aware that that can change your rules, and then at that point, you might want to get out of the coverage into something else. But like I said, most of the time, you're not going to be dealing with too much motion to begin with. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Definitely think this is some great high-level content breaking down how coverages work against money plays and formations. If you guys enjoy this type of content, let me know, and I can continue doing more in-depth breakdowns of how coverage works against a lot of the meta stuff, something I've put a lot of time into since these coverages have been added into the game. Definitely think it's beneficial, so let me know. Hope you all guys enjoyed it. It's Duke, and I'm out.